UVa-Wise head men's basketball coach Blake Mellinger here. Coach, let's start off with last night's victory, 28-point conference win on the road. Just that in itself you got to be happy with.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was probably by far our most complete game we played all year on the offensive and defensive end. We did a lot of things that I was particularly pleased with, especially on the defensive side, to hold them to 40% from the field, out-rebound them. They were really known for their three-point shooting. I think we held them to, I forget, somewhere around 20% from the three-point line. So that was real pleasing. And then in the second half, offensively, we executed really well. I think we had 9 assists in the second half. Scored, I forget what it was, 57 points or something. So just, again, a complete game for us.
Definitely. If we could go back to, I believe it was the last home game here against Notre Dame College, we scored 67 points in the second half. It kind of seems like ever since then the offense has been clicking, and then, like you mentioned, on the defensive end, really stepping it up last night.
Yeah, I can't sit here and say that we're playing better because of one side or the other. I think we're better on both sides of the ball. I was looking at the conference statistics today, and I think we jumped from like 11th to 7th in defensive field goal percentage. We jumped up to second in three-point field goal percentage defense on the defensive side, and then offensively we've just we scored it fairly well periodically throughout the year. I just think we're starting to find some consistency with from some guys, and it's starting to pay off. Just having those guys getting used to playing together.
One guy in particular, Tywo Badmus, kind of a career night, a really breakout night, but not that he hasn't had one before this season, but he scores a career high 42 points last night. Really looked to be unstoppable, especially there in the first half as well as the second half.
Yeah, he's just so versatile. He can score in so many ways, and what a lot of teams have tried to do early on is take the drive away and just force him to make jump shots. And early on in the season, he wasn't shooting the ball great, but now he's starting to shoot the three pretty well. I think he was 6 for 10 last night. And when he does that, like teams have to come out and guard him, and that opens up the lane, gives him driving opportunities. And at that point, he's really tough to defend.
Another player, Mikal Seals, really come on as of late. Had been doing a great job passing the ball the last few games and really all season. I believe he's 3rd in the league in assists per game. But then also his scoring ability, which we saw him go on a 7-0 run by himself up at Wheeling-Jessup.
Yeah, he kind of makes us go. He's kind of the engines of the whole thing from an offensive standpoint, because he's just so good at getting other people involved first and foremost. But at the same time, he kind of knows when to when to look for his own scoring opportunities. And again, here lately, he's been shooting the ball really well.
Last Monday, UVa-Wise comes up just short at 6th ranked Wheeling-Jessup University. That game, Jared Hilson for the Cardinals hits a game-tied three-pointer as time expired in regulation. I know the Cavs didn't get the win in that game, but how much confidence does that give the team, and especially the young players? You got 2 freshmen that are starting out there. Give them confidence that they can hang with the best in the nation.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing that I realized with this team compared to teams in the past, like teams in the past we've had, they would have been satisfied with just being close with the ranked team on the road. But when we walked in the locker room after that game, our guys were mad. They were furious. And they weren't furious at like any particular person or really any particular circumstance. They were just mad because we didn't win the game, because we felt like we did so many good things and put ourselves in a great position to win the game, and just didn't catch a lucky bounce there at the end.
One last player I want to highlight, Jacid Mosquera-Pereira, unable to play the first half of the season due to injury, but here playing the second half and has been putting up 15-20 minutes a game action. What kind of different look does it give to the Cavs?
He just gives us another versatile big player. He can defend multiple positions. He can score inside and outside. You can go back to the Wheeling game, the second to last defensive possession we had. We were up 2, and they had the ball with I think 13 seconds left, and he got a steal and ultimately got fouled. So made a big defensive play. But he's just so, again, another versatile player who can do a lot of different things for us.
You got University of Charleston tomorrow. The Charleston enters with 4-7 league mark and 8th in the conference standings. What do you look kind of with a team like Charleston? They got a couple talented players: Elliott Cole, Justin Coleman as a forward. I know the Cavs played them earlier this season. It was a 93-80 loss up at Charleston. What kind of game preparation heading into tomorrow's game?
I think it's very similar to what we've seen in the past. They run a lot of ball screens, so we've got to be prepared for that. We're defending ball screens a little differently. We're switching a lot more, so that's something we hope will help us a little bit. Just defending Elliott Cole himself, like he's a guy who can clip off a large number of points in a short amount of time. I think a couple games back he had 12 threes against I believe it was West Virginia Wesleyan. So I think it starts with him, and then again it's rebounding. We got to keep those guys off the offensive glass. Their inside guys are pretty big, pretty athletic, so we have to be sure we can't give them second, third opportunities on the defensive end.
I believe Justin Coleman's posted a double-double in the last 3 meetings with UVa-Wise. How do you stop a versatile player like himself?
You just have to make him take contested shots. You can't give him deep, easy post catches in the lane, and then again you got to keep him off the offensive glass.
Definitely. I know it's 11 games left in the regular season. A little too early to start looking at MEC standings, but how much? I guess there's a lot more parity in the league, especially the second part of the league this year compared to last year. What do you tell your guys heading into each game?
We just try to take it one game at a time. You can definitely win a couple games and make a huge jump in terms of the standings. But for us, this second time through the league, we were in so many close games the first time that for whatever reason we didn't come out on the right end of the stick. Well, this second time through, we need to be sure we win those close games. Because, I really think with the 11 games left, probably every single one of them is going to be 2-3 possession games. So we've got to learn to finish games and close out close games in the end.
Definitely. Thank you, Coach, and good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.